Hey, this is John Cena. Smash the like button if you agree that Tony Khan has destroyed the mystique of New Japan Wrestling with his one-sided match booking.
Now, let's talk about this failed partnership between All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling and New Japan Pro Fake Wrestling. This is a selfish, one-sided, failed partnership. Here's why this video is being made. Zachary Wentz just beat Wes Lee. Let's talk about the most pushed guy down in NXT. His name is Joe Hendry, and yet he is not a signed member on the roster. He's from TNA, but yet Shawn Michaels is giving him a monster push, even though he's from a different company. That's called being unselfish. This is called a real partnership. This is what a real partnership looks like. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. This is a 50-50 split. When our guys go over there, they will be respected. When your guys come over here, they will be respected. Every time Jordynne Grace comes down to NXT, she gets a monster push. So my whole entire point is, compare that to Tony Khan, man. He treats New Japan as jobbers. This is very, very selfish. Tony Khan, man, will go down as the most selfish booker of all time. Every time he sends people from All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling to different companies, they always beat their talents. That's called being selfish. That's called being a selfish booker, right? When Kenny Omega went to fucking Mexico, he won a championship. Let's talk about Sasha Banks. She was handed a championship from a different company. That is a weird trend. That's an odd trend, right? Now, let's talk about Jeff Cobb. Every time Jeff Cobb comes to All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling, he loses. So, the only people that Khan man respects from New Japan Pro Fake Wrestling is Jay White, Okada, and Will Ospreay. Those are the only people he respects. He treats everybody else as jobbers. What's the point of the Forbidden Door if All Elite Wrestling wins every fucking match? Hell, Dean Ambrose won the IWGP World title on All Elite Wrestling TV. What does that tell you? Every time Suzuki makes an appearance, he loses. Every time Naito makes an appearance, he loses, right? That's a weird trend. This is why TNA said, fuck you. We are out. We are done, right? That's why TNA said, fuck Tony Khan. Look what TNA is doing right now. You see, the World Wrestling Federation was always a sleeping giant. People always talk shit about how they don't work with others. They don't want to partner with others because they were not ready. But they will show you how it's done, right? They will show you how it's done if they were to do it, right? They don't bury people. They don't bury TNA. Joe Hendry is a fucking star. Jordynne Grace is a goddamn star. The Rascals are being pushed. They are not jobbers. What does that tell you? How come every time Tony Khan, man, brings over people from New Japan, they lose to All Elite Wrestling signed talent? Bro, it's a given. It is a guarantee given. If you come from New Japan Pro Fake Wrestling, you will lose to an All Elite Wrestling signed talent. So if you are a fan of New Japan Pro Fake Wrestling, ask this to yourself. What the fuck is the point of this partnership? This is a one-sided partnership. Tony Khan, man, he rents out New Japan Pro Fake Wrestlers to be jobbers. He rents them out to put over his signed talent. This is a 100% fact. Let's talk about motherfucking Eddie Kingston. He sent him over there to win championships, to make All Elite Wrestling look good. That's an odd trend. Every time Tony Khan, man, brings over Lance Archer, he loses. But every time Lance Archer is in fucking New Japan Pro Fake Wrestling, he wins matches. But when his ass gets called back over, he loses to guys like a fucking Hook, a fucking Daniel Bryan. That is an odd pattern. That is an awful partnership. That is selfish. This is not good. People should talk more about this. Tony Khan, man, does not work well with others. This has been well documented. Nobody likes working with Tony Khan, man, because it's one-sided. He sends his guys over there. He thinks his guys are giving that company the rub, but they are not. They are burying their competition. They are burying other companies that they send their guys to. That's a burial. When you send over Willow Nightingale, when you send over Eddie Kingston to win championships for other major promotions, that makes All Elite Wrestling look good, but that makes the other companies look bad. Triple H and Shawn Michaels, they don't do this. When they send talent from NXT to TNA, they look good, but they don't always win their matches though. When TNA sends their guys and girls down to NXT, they look good. They win matches. That's called I scratch your back, you scratch our back. This is a partnership. Your talent will always be welcomed down in NXT, and we will respect them like they are one of our own. That's a partnership. A partnership is 50-50. With Con Man, he is 90-10. That is his version of a partnership, 90-10, meaning his guys, they gotta go over. They have to look good. Your guys will be job guys. Who respects New Japan in 2024? Who respects New Japan Pro Wrestling in 2024? Why is that? I'll tell you who killed that company. It's Con Man. He killed that company. Because, bro, you can't keep bringing Jeff Cobb to All Elite Wrestling to lose. You can't keep bringing in fucking Naito to lose. And you think we are going to respect that company? No. This is a 90-10 split. Everything revolves around Con Man and his company. You have to make them look good. That is an awful partnership. For years, people talk shit about the World Wrestling Federation, about how they don't do partnerships. Well, they are called a sleeping giant, meaning now they are in the partnership business. Now they're teaching you what a partnership looks like. That is a professional company. The World Wrestling Federation is a professional company. They are about business. They do work well with others. That is huge irony, because Con Man, he does not work well with others. Every company that he works with, his guys always win championships. But how about this? Every time he works with a company and their guys get sent to All Elite Wrestling, they lose matches and they don't win championships. Bro, that's selfish. That's called a 90-10 partnership. Who is being elevated? TNA has been motherfucking elevated since being partners with fucking NXT. This is a great partnership. That company is being motherfucking elevated. I bet you are saying, how is the World Wrestling Federation being elevated by working with TNA? Well, it makes them look good. It makes other companies want to work with the World Wrestling Federation. This looks good for their rep. So yes, they are actually benefiting from this partnership. This makes them look good in the public eye. Joe Hendry is a star. Fucking Jordan Grace is a star. The Rascals are stars now. Zachary Wentz beat Wesley. That was shocking. He beat him. A guy from TNA. Gotta win. When was the last time we seen a guy or a girl from New Japan Pro Wrestling getting a win on All Elite Wrestling TV? When? When was the last time we've seen that? On a pay-per-view, on a Dynamite, Collision, etc. They always lose. Let's talk about that bald fat guy that faced fucking Swerve Scott last Collision. People said that was a whack-ass match, but guess who won? Swerve Scott won. Like, this is a given. Every time they bring in people from fucking Mexico or fucking Japan, they will lose. They are booked as enhancement talent. This is selfish. This is malpractice. This is bad business. Why would you want to work with All Elite Wrestling? They are not going to give you any rub. They are not going to send you any more viewers. What's the point? You are being used as a jobber. Your company is being used as enhancement talent. What's the point? Like, con man thinks these companies are being elevated by being linked with All Elite Wrestling. He thinks if fucking Eddie Kingston wins a belt down in Mexico, he thinks that company is being elevated. No, that is the opposite. That makes their company look weak. Like they gotta bend over for All Elite Wrestling. That's not good. Triple H and Shawn Michaels, they are showing you how to work well with others. This is a 50-50 partnership, TNA and NXT. Nobody has been buried ever since this partnership. The Rascals have been elevated. Joe Hendry is a fucking star, okay? Who did that, Shawn Michaels? Let's talk about sexy ass Stephanie V. Her last match in All Elite Wrestling, she had to put over Sasha Banks. And let's speak facts. Let's say that Stephanie V were to sign with All Elite Wrestling. Guess what? Her ass still would have lost. That's what people don't talk about. Let's say that sexy ass Stephanie V would have signed with Con Man. She still would have lost to Sasha Banks. Okay? We don't talk more about that. And guess what? She came from a different company in Mexico. That's my point. Everybody who works with AEW, they are not going to beat their talent. It's not going to happen. Only reason Con Man wants to partner with other companies is to make his brand look good and to make his talent look good. Like they are fucking superior to everybody else in this business. Shawn Michaels does not do that. Triple H does not do that. Con Man is a selfish fucking prick. He has buried New Japan. Seriously. They are never going to return to being relevant. It's never going to happen as long as they keep working with Con Man. That company is a joke. Con Man made Japan a joke. Nobody takes them seriously. This is how Con Man books, right? This is how Con Man partners with other companies. It's very similar to the WCW Invasion storyline. It's very similar. That's how he partners with other companies. He treats them like WCW. Let's speak facts. He treats them like how Vince McMahon treated the leftover WCW talent in the Invasion angle. That's how Tony Khan Man treats people from New Japan Pro Wrestling and from Mexico. He treats them like WCW talent back in 02, fucking back in 01, when Vince McMahon was burying everybody from WCW. Remember that? That's how Con Man books. He books to make people think that All Elite Wrestling is top shit. You see, people think that the death of New Japan Pro Wrestling came once All Elite Wrestling started. No, that's not true. The death of New Japan Pro Wrestling, it came the moment they partnered with All Elite Wrestling. That was the death note of this company. This is how selfish Con Man is. When they partnered with TNA, he gave two talents on his roster the TNA World Championship, and that was with Omega and Christian Cage. That's called selfishness. Because to my knowledge, I did not see not one male TNA wrestler on Dynamite. I never saw him. Why is that? That's called being selfish. Con Man does not like to work with others. He thinks his company is superior. He thinks yo ass should be glad to work with me based on me being on TBS and TNT. He is a bully. Con Man is a bully when it comes to business. He's selfish. And that's why TNA said, fuck you, we are done. And I'm done.